I want you to play along with me for a second. Just imagine that you're at school. You're sitting at your desk. You're not really paying attention to anything the teacher's teaching. You've got your head down. You're just practically bored. And then the next second you hear the principal's footsteps walking down the hallway, and you decide to sit up and act like you're paying attention just because you don't want to get called out in front of the classroom. So you're watching what the teacher's writing on the whiteboard, and you can't seem to figure out what he's writing. You see that he's got a blue marker. You see that he's visually writing an equation on the board, but you cannot for the life of you figure out or even try to read what's going on. It's almost like the words are getting muddled up. So you decide to go to the toilet. You step out into the hallway, you feel the cold breeze of the hallway, and you walk down to the toilet room. Now, as you open the toilet door to the boys' toilets or the girls' toilets, no matter who you are, you see a strange sight. Instead of seeing the toilet room, which you would usually see, you see your home bedroom. You get confused, you get startled, you start to question reality, and then the next second, you realize, wait, this can't be real, this must be a dream. Within a second, everything becomes clear, everything becomes crystallized. You realize that this whole time, this whole scene that you've been living in that you thought was your real life has been a dream. You get so excited, and the next second you wake up inside of your bed. Have you ever had this happen to you before? Where you wake up from this seemingly real, lucid, or just vivid dream, and in the moment you were so immersed in it, and it was your reality, and the next second you're waking up questioning if it was even as real as it was in the moment. Like, in the moment, you know without a doubt if it's a lucid dream that you're dreaming, or if it's a vivid dream, you're just so immersed in it thinking that it's real, and then when you wake up, over time you start to question if it was as real as you thought it was, because time's going on and it just fades into a distant memory. I had a similar experience to this early this morning. Now, I woke up at about 6 o'clock in the morning and set an intention to have a lucid dream, and then I went back to bed around 6:15, and it took me a little bit to get back to sleep. But I was on and off having dreams, waking up, falling back to sleep, having them, then remembering them instantly, one after the other, and it must have been about around 8:30 in the morning when I ended up becoming semi-lucid and aware. I was walking down my hallway and I looked into my bathroom as I got downstairs to see 3 of my cats in the bathroom sitting down on the floor. Now, I didn't really pay much attention to it, so I went to the lounge. Now, as I walked in the lounge, I saw 2 of my cats in the lounge. So I got a bit confused and went back to the bathroom, and then 2 of them were there again. So they kept teleporting back and forth between the lounge and the bathroom, and I think that's the point where I started to gain a little bit of awareness, because since I had just been awake, there was a part of my brain that was slightly awake, so I became semi-lucid in the dream. So it's a little bit hazy because I've left it too long and I hadn't bloody written it down, but I started to walk back upstairs, and as I did, I remember rubbing my hands together and spinning around, because I remember hearing somewhere that can ground you in the dream, which it actually did. It made the dream a bit more stable. This is the longest lucid dream I've had, because I kept a level of awareness throughout. I don't know, it must have been a couple minute dream. But anyway, I went upstairs and then I looked in the mirror. I remember seeing myself, and people always say that if you look at a mirror in your dream, you're going to see a distortion of yourself, or you shouldn't look in a mirror in your dream. It was fine for me. I just saw myself, and that is when I became more aware. I became able to lucidly think more. I could form thoughts by sort of willing them into being, if that makes sense. So I sat down on the floor, and I was looking at my dresses, which for some reason had a reflective essence to them. I could see myself, and I started to think to myself, I'm not only just dreaming, I am the dream. These hands that I'm looking at are not my hands, they are inside of my head. Then after that, I felt and heard this hum, this vibration, and after that, I think I just slipped into normal dreams. And in the moment, it was so real and vivid, and I knew I was looking at my hands, and I could see colour, and I could hear, and I could feel, and it was as real as real life. But then when I woke up, I started to doubt if it was as real as I thought it was, because time was going on and I wasn't in that moment. So it was a weird experience, because I was lucid, I was aware, and I was conscious, but I wasn't fully there. Like, it was like I was only sort of there. If I was fully there, I would have got up, gone outside, and decided to fly. But I was aware enough to be able to realize I'm dreaming, think, and move around the house. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I found it very interesting, and this is the first time in a while where I have had a lucid dream, or the part of me that's aware, or the thing that I call I myself, got brought into the dream. And I think that had a lot to do with all the little micro dreams I had before, waking up at 6 o'clock and going back to sleep and setting the intention to lucid dream. Now, in saying that, I think a lot of people have these experiences where, whether it's from dreams or from real waking life, that they have an instance of reality happen that is a little weird, or they have a spiritual experience, or something happens in their reality that is a little different from normal mundane life, so that in the moment it seems real, but as time goes on, they start to doubt it, and they start to think that it wasn't as real as it was, because it gets just turned into a memory rather than a moment. Like, if you have experience and it's so weird, and it's sort of an experience where you might think it's not real, and then time goes on and it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 2 days later, you might start to doubt whether it's real or not, because it just becomes into a distant memory. And yeah, I feel like that happens to a lot of people, whether it's just with normal stuff or with spiritual things, or even if someone sees a ghost. Like, I remember seeing a ghost when I was younger upstairs. Me and my best friend saw it at the same time. It was just this hollow silhouette that walked into the room, and over time I've started to doubt whether that's real or not. But I remember clear as day in the moment getting so scared and seeing it. But over time, that's not a normal thing that happens in life, so I've doubt if what I saw was actually real, or if my memory is distorting that. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments, because do you think dreams, or vivid dreams, or lucid dreams are interesting and weird, or do you not really give much thought to them and just think they're a normal random part of life? Anyway, like I said, tell me what you think in the comments. I've got to go. I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you have an amazing day.